Hello everyone, and welcome to the Liam Talks Motorsport channel. Now, the last time I did an introduction was 2 years ago, and back then my voice sounded about as high as Brian Wilson's voice in Wouldn't It Be Nice? So, I'm deciding to record this one because since then I've hit puberty, and as you can see, I've grown up a little bit. And a lot of things have happened since 2021 or 2020, whenever it was I recorded that. As you can see by the YouTube channel, and as you can see if you follow my Twitter. So back then, I was relatively unknown. I didn't know many people in the motorsports industry compared to what I know now. So I have interviewed personalities such as Matt Bishop and drivers such as Jess Hawkins and none other than the now retired 4-time F1 champion Sebastian Vettel. On this channel, you're most likely going to see classical content, as that's where my strong point is. So, if I do release a video and you see the notification, chances are it will be on an older topic, such as something that happened in the 50s, 60s, 70s, or even 80s. My favourite racing driver is Jim Clark, who was a Formula 1 driver in the 1960s from Kilkenny in Scotland. He won 2 Formula 1 World Championships in 1963 and 1965. And my favourite team is, well, I'm unbiased, but if I had to say my favourite team all time, it would be Lotus, because they were an absolutely fantastic outfit who changed the look of Grand Prix racing as it is. My dream, when I'm a little bit older, is to become a broadcaster or a journalist, preferably a broadcaster, working for Formula 1 management or for a news, or for Sky Sports, or whoever it is that's the main coverage holder of Formula 1. So, like I said, this is going to be a channel made up of historical content, but how often am I actually going to be uploading? Well, it's quite tricky because, as I said, I'm 15 years old. I'm turning 16 in September. As I'm filming this, it is the 14th of July. And I'm going through my second year of exams. Now, last year I went through my first year of exams and I rarely uploaded. In fact, there was, I think, a 3-month break in which I never uploaded at all. And that's for a number of reasons. First of all, because I had to work on my revise for my exams. The second thing is that I procrastinate a lot, so I struggle a lot when it comes to getting into the right mindset to make videos, although I've been improving a lot lately on that, as you can see by the fact that I've recently uploaded twice, and I'm planning on releasing another video in the next week or so, which is my Silverstone 2023 vlog. And the third main reason is because I have got a girlfriend, as you can tell by the Q&A video, which you might see below you. And so I've been spending a lot of time with her as well, and generally improving my social life, because before I wasn't very great at socializing. I'm better now. I have more friends, I should call it. So yeah, that's sort of a quick summarization of why I've not been uploading as much, and the sort of content you can expect on the channel. Now you can get to know me a little bit. So, as you can see by the channel name, my name is Liam. I'm 15 years old, as I mentioned, and I am from, well, I was born in Dundee, which is in the sort of, it's not in the north of Scotland, but in sort of the centre of Scotland, and I live sort of in around about Perth, which is a little bit from Dundee, a little bit further south. So, I have been to the same primary school my entire life. I'm one of the few people who can say that goes to the school that's in my year. I have an interest in history. My favourite subject at school is history. The subject I did best in my prelims, I should say, was my English, when I got 90%. And I absolutely love history. I love football history. I love Formula 1. My favourite sports are football and motorsport. In terms of motorsports I watch, I'm a big fan of IndyCar, Formula E, MotoGP, Formula 1, Formula 2, Formula 3, Moto2, Moto3. And the football clubs I support are Heisval in Germany or as the English way of saying it is HSV, or Hamburger SV. I even learned a little bit to say that, Heisval. The Scottish club I support is Celtic, and the English club I support is Manchester United. Now, in the past, I've done content for Aston Martin. Currently, I am an independent. If any teams or any companies want to reach out to me, my email will be in the description. And that's pretty much that for that. So I want you to know a little bit more about me. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about my backstory and how I got into motorsport. So I grew up, like I said, I've grown up in Perth. My grandfather lives in Perth. And the main reason I got interested in racing was because of two people. One, my grandfather, who used to take me to British Touring Cars at Knockhill, which is the only track in Scotland. It's in Dunfermline, I think. And my dad, who is a massive MotoGP fan. Now, growing up, my dad grew up in Crieff, which is in Perth. He grew up on a farm, so he was able to drive cars and ride bikes from a young age. And so he developed an interest in bikes there. Of course, my dad grew up in the era of guys like Kenny Roberts and Freddie Spencer and Wayne Rainey. And in terms of Formula 1, it was Niki Lauda, Alain Prost, and Alan Jones and Nelson Piquet, because he was born in the early 70s. And so that's how I developed my interest in MotoGP. And I developed my interest in car racing because of my grandfather and because of my dad, because MotoGP is similar to F1 in that it's a motorsport. And they're different, obviously, because more bikes are 2 wheels, cars are 4, but that's how I sparked an interest in the sport. Now, I'd say there was 2 different phases where I became massively interested in the sport, and that was early 2019. The 2019, I have not missed a single Formula 1 race since the 2019 Australian Grand Prix. In fact, since 2018 Abu Dhabi, actually. I can remember watching that at my grand's. And then in 2020, when the COVID lockdown happened. Now, before COVID, I was in a really bad place mentally, and Formula 1 was the main thing that kept me going through all that. And then when COVID came, I managed to get my medication, my anxiety medication, and since then my mental health has improved massively, which meant that I was able to go back to school full time, and as I said, I've gone through my first exams. So, since then, my channel has grown. Like I said, I've interviewed Matt Bishop, Sebastian Vettel, and Jess Hawkins, and I have developed a massive interest in broadcasting and journalism. I currently work for Formula Nerds, a absolutely fantastic independent news sort of website. They are absolutely fantastic. I'll leave a link down below in the description for them, and I'm currently working on a series called F1 Grand Prix Winners You Did Not Know. In that series, it's included the likes of Maurice Trintignant, Wolfgang von Trips, Richie Ginther, Lorenzo Bandini, and most recently, Peter Revson, although the article on the next race winner, Gunnar Nelson, will be out by the end of this week, or by the end of next week. My favourite place is Tenerife. We go on holiday there every year. It's a beautiful place, and I will be recording videos there because I will bring this and my camera, along with my dad's computers, so I can record, and then I will download my editing software, which is DaVinci Resolve, onto there, and etc, etc. So that's a little bit about me. If you want to know what's in the background, that is a Formula 1 circus poster. It is outdated. This runs up until 2016. This is a replica McDoon helmet my dad bought for a few £100 in the 90s. That is a really outdated calendar. Oh, that is a really outdated calendar. That is another helmet there. It's not a replica. And then I've got merch from Aston Martin right there. And actually, I've got some stuff to show you. So, I'll just very quickly get it out. So here are a couple of things. Now, a couple of these things are slightly outdated. So, first of all, we have 2 Aston Martin hats, and whilst they look normal, if you look closer, you can see it's signed by someone. And this was not signed through some machine. It was signed in person by none other than Nico Hülkenberg, who currently drives for Haas. Last season, he was a reserve driver for Aston Martin. And if you're wondering why there's two, my dad and I went. And then this is outdated, like I said, because Abby Pulling is not in Formula 4 anymore. But I met Abby Pulling a couple times, met her at Goodwood last year, and I also met her at Knockhill in 2021. I know her and her mentor Alice Powell, and that's because of Matt Bishop. So yeah, she had me this in person, and yeah, that's sort of a little show and tell as it is. So yeah, that's sort of just a quick introduction to my channel, what I am, who I am, my sort of personality. Oh, and I forgot to mention, I am mentally, well, would I say mentally disabled? I was diagnosed with autism when I was 7.5, and I also have ADHD as well. Although I didn't mention that till the very end because I don't feel that really changes the perception of who I am as a person. And I also have attention, like I said, I have ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. So there you go. That's just a little introduction. I hope you guys enjoyed this. It will be going on the main part of the sort of intro thing for my channel. At the top you'll see it. And that will be replacing my old one, which I will probably unlist or private, because seeing me 2 years ago is something that I don't think anyone here wants to see, because I sounded like this! I sounded like Mickey Mouse! So, yeah. Thank you all for watching.